All right, so let's get started. So this information session, basically, we're going to share a little bit about Cal State LA, why you should come to Cal State LA. It is an incredible campus, so I think some things that we'll be talking about, and I'll actually go over to the next slide to share a little bit about it. So we are #1 in upward mobility, which means that a lot of our students who have graduated have actually gotten a return on the investment that they've made in their academics. So they are moving forward in upward mobility again. That means that students who start here are actually moving up in what we consider the social ladder. We also have the #1 accounting program in California according to Best Values schools, and we are top 10 universities in the West according to U.S. News and World Reporter. Cal State LA is home to the first hydrogen station in the United States, and it is located on campus. And they recently received a grant worth $7 million by the U.S. Department of Transportation. So we're actually the first and only campus. We were the first in the nation actually to have a hydrogen station, and that is, we're very, very proud of our clean energy initiatives throughout the engineering department. We're also home to LAFC, the LA Football Club, and in a state-of-the-art training facility. And we have the Hertzberg Davis Forensic Science Center. Again, a lot of our students are doing hands-on practices, and these centers are meant to support you as a student with hands-on learning experiences. And we also have the Patricia Chin School of Nursing Simulation Lab Center, again, to help, for those of you that are interested in nursing, these nursing stations or simulation centers are meant to support you and to get you prepared before you go out on the field with people, right, with human beings. So you're working with on dummies, simulation labs throughout your academics in the nursing program. And we also have the LA Biospace Center. Again, another space to support students in their academics, in their, for STEM specifically, we're very big on STEM and want to make sure that you are well prepared and well-rounded throughout your education here at Cal State LA. Now, just a little bit more, Cal State LA would be considered like a mid-sized campus. Typically, the classes that you would be in, you would have about 21-to-1 ratio, which means that there's about 21 students for one faculty member. Currently, we have about over 22,000 students, which means that, again, a relatively mid-sized campus, but a lot of room for you to network and connect with other students. We offer over 100 programs, 55 of which are undergraduate degrees, meaning that you get your bachelor's degree here. If you wanted to continue with your academics, we also have 60 graduate programs for master's degrees, and we also have 10 credential programs. So if you're looking to become a teacher, if you're looking to become an administrator, we offer these credentials to support you and go into the field. And we also offer 4 doctoral programs. Again, some of our students are actually 4-time alum just because they have that opportunity, right? You have that space to grow and develop as an academic and as a professional throughout your academic history as a first-year student and as a doctoral student at your culminating academics. We offer unique fields of study, which means that there are certain programs that are only offered at Cal State LA or are unique to Cal State LA, right? So the engineering technology program, which allows you to learn a little bit about all the different areas within engineering. We also have the fire protection administration program. This is only for transfer students. So if you're a transfer student that's interested in fire protection, we have a program for you. And then we also have the Bachelor of Science in Rehabilitation Services. Again, one of the only programs in California at the undergraduate level is offered here in Cal State LA, which, like engineering technology, combines different areas in counseling, psychology, social sciences, etc. Again, to support you in different areas that you might be interested in, but maybe you don't want to go in one specific path, right? So you have these opportunities to enhance your education experience. Now, some of our most popular undergraduate programs include business administration, psychology, criminal justice, child development, and biology. These are all, some of them are in the arts and humanities, some of them are in STEM, but they all are there they're meant to provide that level of knowledge that will build your resume. So a lot of our business students are doing great things throughout the nation. We also have incredible psychology individuals in the psychology program, as well as faculty that's there to support you, right? With criminal justice, a lot of our students are also doing internships, and actually across the board with other majors as well. They're doing internships to get that hands-on learning experience before they graduate. So a lot of what we focus on is to actually build your skills, both soft skills and hard skills. If you don't know what that is, it's just soft skills are things that you already have, and then the hard skills are things that you're learning. So those are the skills that you're learning in the classroom are things that you will be applying in your career. Now, to be admitted for spring 2026, just FYI, we are admitting right now for spring 2026. It is based on your coursework completed through summer 2025. I believe for most of you, your courses, your summer classes might be ending very soon, so that would make you eligible to start in spring 2026 if you meet the criteria, correct? We'll go over the criteria shortly. The filing period, August 1st to August 31st. It's a very short window, but it's a perfect time to really focus in and get everything done on time. You need to report all colleges attended. Any coursework that you've completed needs to be listed in your academic history on your application. Make sure that you have your transcripts, just a little tidbit. Have your transcripts ready so that you can actually track everything and type it in correctly. Lower division transfers. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit and just share a little bit about this. We have upper division transfer students, and then we have lower division transfer students. If you are a lower division transfer student, you have to have your English and math, college English and college math, and you also need to provide your high school transcripts because you need to also have been admissible as a first-year student. Most admission decisions are based on self-reported information, so it means that you are providing the information, and we're going to take your word for it. We know that what you are providing is accurate, or we want to believe that your information is accurate. So we're going to go off of that to grant you admission. And then as the filing period is going through, we're also going to ask that you submit your transcripts so that we can verify the information that you provided. Again, just to ensure that you are on track and that you have everything you need to be successful at Cal State LA. Now, transferring as a lower division student, like I said, there's upper division and there's also lower division. Lower division students means that you have less than 60 units. You haven't completed the 60 units as a transfer student, but you meet the freshman admission criteria, which means that you have your A through G courses completed. You have high school graduation with a minimum 2.5 GPA for California residents or 3.0 for non-California residents. After high school, you may have been missing maybe one of your A through Gs and you've completed it at the community college, but the high school, the grades are not going to change at the high school level, okay? You also, like I said, have completed less than 60 units by the end of fall of 2025. You would complete your GE courses with a C- or better by the end of summer 2025. And that requires you to have completed your English composition and your math concepts and quantitative reasoning. Some of you might know these classes as your A2 or B4. These numbers are changing, the sequence is changing. So now English is 1A and your math is 2. So those are the classes that you need to make sure that you have as a lower division student. You also need to have a minimum 2.0 GPA and good academic standing at the college that you're currently attending. If you need to, this isn't required for everyone, but if you need to, you also need to have your English proficiency requirements submitted to Cal State LA. Now we're going to go over upper division transfers. This is generally what students are coming in as, like transfer students. This means that you have completed a minimum of 60 units, which includes 30 CSU general education courses. You also have completed your Golden 4, which means that you completed oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and math concepts and quantitative reasoning with a C- or better. Like I said, the sequence, the course numbering is changing a little bit. The courses themselves are not. So as long as you're meeting these requirements and what your college counselor has said, or even you're looking at it on Assist, and you're confirming that these classes are CSU transferable, and they meet these areas, then you know that you're on track to transfer. Now, you also need to have a minimum GPA of a 2.0 and be in good academic standing at your current college attended. If you need to, like I said before, this is the same thing applies to upper division transfers. If you need the English language proficiency, that also needs to be submitted. And then there are some majors. I mentioned psychology earlier. If there are some majors that might have major specific criteria, so those need to be met also for you to be admitted. We have that information on the website, but we're also happy to answer those questions. If you have them, you can add them to the chat. We'll be happy to support. But outside of that, like it's pretty straightforward. A lot of it is going to be on the website. You'll be able to find that information pretty, there's listed very clean, so you'll be able to see that information. And again, we're here to support as well, but you can also ask in the Q&A so we can continue to support. Now, I mentioned the English language proficiency a couple of times. Let me share a little bit about what that is. So English language proficiency is basically you're showing that you are that you can read and write English accurately, and this is for certain students regardless of citizenship or immigration status. This means that you haven't met the exemption methods to submit the qualifying exam. And if you are a lower division transfer student, you would those that are not eligible would be someone that completed at least or that are eligible to be exempt. You would have completed at least 3 years of high school in the of coursework taught in English. Okay, that's either in the U.S. or in another country that has English as its native language. And the mode of instruction in your class would have been in English. The same thing with upper division transfers. You would have completed 60 units of transfer coursework taught in English, including the completion of your written composition class, oral communication with grades of C- or better. Acceptable exams, if you need to take the English language proficiency, we accept TOEFL, PTE, IELTS, and Duolingo English. That is also located on our website. You can always come back to it and we'll be happy to support. I do see a hand up. You can go ahead and do AB credit count towards the 60 units? Good question. It counts, so you would submit those to your community college, depending on the class, but they will be counted towards your degree. The unit count, you still need to meet the unit count. Okay, so the major specific criteria, like I said, there are some majors that are that have more applications coming in, so they have additional criteria or additional requirements, or they might be very specific classes that you need for these majors. So there are what's called impacted majors, and again, these are majors that have a lot of applications coming in. That is computer science, criminal justice, nursing, which is closed for spring 2026, psychology, social work, and television, film, and media studies. Again, a lot of our students are coming in for these programs, so we encourage that you try to complete these major specific criteria for these courses. We also have the specialized majors. I mentioned one of them already, Fire Protection Administration, Music BM, and Urban Learning. These are specialized programs, so you also need to meet additional criteria. So just look at the website. We'll be able to support again, but the website has this information to get you started with these what we call MSCs. Okay, so whenever I say major specific criteria, or when you hear MSC, it's major specific criteria. Now, how does a major specific criteria work? So this is an example of it, right? You might be doing the associate degree to transfer, which means that you are showing that you're going in this path, right, towards teaching or towards, I'm sorry, social work. You're meeting these courses that are specific to social work. So they'll give you like the introduction to psychology or the introduction to sociology to show that you understand the discipline that you're going into. So that's, and there's a list of courses that support with that. The associate degree to transfer actually is very helpful, and that will show that you are on track to finish these requirements. Music BM, and you'll see this in here, the Bachelor of Music in Music has a supplemental requirement of an audition that needs to be completed by September 1st, 2025. So if you have any music majors in here, make sure that you get your application in as soon as possible so that you can go to your audition before or by September 1st. Like I said, we encourage the associate degree to transfer because that is showing that you have these courses already completed. Now, we also have an additional a tool that can support you with your transfer requirements, and that is a transfer planner, okay? If you are ready to transfer to Cal State LA, or if you want to make sure that you're on track to transfer, we have what's called a transfer planner. And this planner is a tool that is issued by, and it's free for you all. You don't have to pay for anything. The CSU or Cal State University system has this tool, the transfer planner, to support you as you're transferring, right? So the way it works is that you list all of your academic history just like you would in your application. And the tool is going to tell you, hey, you know what? You're on track. You finished your English composition. You finished oral communication. You finished your math. And so as you're completing these requirements, the tool is going to give you a checklist. When you reach a certain requirement or certain criteria, it's going to tell you, hey, you know what? You're ready to apply. Click this button so that you can fill out your application. It'll take you to Cal State Apply, and you'll be able to submit your application. Anything that you list in your transfer planner should also transfer over to your Cal State Apply application. This tool is great not only for academic history, to track your academic history, but also for just for general ed tracking, and also for you to research schools, majors, and careers within the system. Like I said, you can also jumpstart your application. There is a QR code on the screen right now. If you can, take a picture of it, save that screenshot, or you can also just go to the website. You can just Google Cal State Transfer Planner. It'll take you directly to the link so that you can fill out your planner account. You do have to create an account and you have to list all of the classes, which if you've taken a lot, it can be a little bit tedious, but on the plus side, like I said, it's going to help you jumpstart your application. So whenever you are ready to apply, anything that you list in your planner will move on to your account. All right, so again, just reiterating a little bit about what I just said, why Transfer Planner is helpful. It saves any program of interest, any major that you're interested in, any university that you're interested in. Actually, it goes up to 5. You can save up to 5 schools and majors that you might be interested in. So the way that it works, it's going to log all of your community college coursework that you would list, and it's going to track your general ed progress. It's also going to tell you where you're at with your GPA as a transfer student. And it will give you some tips like, hey, you know what? I noticed that you are close to finishing your GE requirements. Take this class or go to your counselor, take your GE classes. The other thing that's not listed here, and I can say on our end with Cal State LA, we also try to support students who are on the transfer planner. So we are inviting you also to these types of workshops, to certain events that are happening on campus, to build that that community and that support on your end as well. So Cal State LA, a lot of what we are proud of on our end is the support that we provide. So on that note, we're actually going to go over to our student support services that are actually housed here on campus. So a few of the support services that you would benefit from if admitted to Cal State LA or when admitted to Cal State LA would include academic advising. And I'll share this. Our advisors are very proactive. I don't know if you have experienced, some people might have experienced this already, at the community college, where you don't get a lot of, you have to go directly to your counselor yourself or schedule your appointment yourself. Here at Cal State LA, your advisors will reach out to you to schedule the appointment. Okay, so they'll tell you like, hey, you know, your registration is coming up. Make sure that you sign up for an info session, for an advising appointment. You meet with them, they'll support you with your classes. You can also schedule separate appointments if you choose to, but you have that support from your advisors. We have the basic needs support, which means that if you need either if you're experiencing food insecurity, housing insecurity, any other types of needs that you might have, basic needs that you might have, the basic needs support area can help you with that. We have counseling and psychological services. I don't know about you all, but as a first generation student, I know that it can be very taxing to have to tackle and toggle school, work, family, all of these different things. You're juggling a lot of things. And so these psychological services are here to support you in that way as well. We have cross-cultural centers. If you want a place where you feel like you belong and you have connections with people, that space is incredible for that. CSU Success, education opportunity programs. Again, I myself am an EOP student as well. I can tell you that the EOP services will be incredibly beneficial. One thing that they provide is you get priority registration, you get additional support services. They have additional workshops that are incredibly helpful for students as you are, again, transitioning into the professional world. We have first year experience to help you, again, transition from either from community college or from high school into Cal State LA. We have the Glazer Family Dreamers Resource Center. For those of you that might be either mixed status or have maybe need DACA or whatever, these services or this space can actually support you with that. They can connect you with other resources that can support you as well. We have Guardian Scholars, the Office for Students with Disabilities. Again, for those students that need that additional support, maybe you need a little bit extra time in your exams and you know that you need those types of services, you would sign up with the Office for Students with Disabilities. They will get you hooked up and they will actually communicate with your professor to let them know, hey, the student needs certain services. Here are the services they need. Make sure you accommodate them. So that's what I think it's incredible to have that level of support because we want you to be successful, like I said. The Student Health Center, you're paying for certain services and certain fees. The health center is one of those services that you're paying for. As a student at Cal State LA, you have access to the health center. They offer different types of services. I can tell you that even if you are applying for jobs and you need to do like a TB test, you can do it here on campus. You can do certain different health services within the office, the Student Health Center. And technology support. Something that, again, we want you to be successful, so we want you to have the tools that you need. The Dean's Office can provide some technology, computers, laptops, iPads that you can borrow for the whole year. Actually, I think they've been doing it even up to like until you finish, you graduate college, so that you can have the tools that you need to successfully complete your classes. Right now, especially after COVID, there has been a bigger surge of technology-based teaching and that you need to use now, right? So you actually need the computer for Canvas, for different resources, for these types of meetings. So the technology support is definitely helpful. And then if you're a veteran, we have the Veterans Resource Center. We have a lot of students who are veterans and they're getting these different types of services and supports from the transfer center. I'm sorry, from the Veterans Resource Center. And the Veterans Resource Center also, like EOP, also has workshops to support you. They have other different activities that can also help you build community and help you be part of Cal State LA throughout your academic years. I can share an experience with some of my colleagues who were veterans. They still have very strong connections with people that they met through the Veterans Resource Center. And again, throughout the university, there's a lot of people that have made very strong connections and has helped them be successful. With student life, we have over 120 organizations that represent a variety of student interests. That may be academic, that might be personal. One example, we have a JEDI program, a JEDI student organization, which means that these students are very excited about Star Wars. So that's a really fun one. But there are also academic ones. I know that there's several that are the business majors are a part of. And if you can't find something that you're interested in terms of student orgs, you can create your own as well. We also have fraternity or sorority on campus that you can join. We have 13 NCAA Division II athletic teams here on campus. We also have a cheer team and a spirit squad. We want you to be excited about school, so if you are interested in joining any of these, you are more than welcome to do so. We have college night at Dodger Stadium. We will have the Halisi Steppers as well. We have student government. I cannot express how crucial and how beneficial it is to join student government here on campus, because that's a space where you can make your voice heard. And especially if you're interested in anything related to social justice or to making a better community within the campus, that's where you can do that. There are additional organizations, events that are happening and in the University Student Union, and you can find that information on our website at calstatelaUSU.org. Now, what is it going to look like if you're applying to Cal State LA right now? The way that it's working, the application, like I said, opened August 1st. Between August 1st and August 31st, make sure that application is completed and submitted successfully. So how do you know that it's been submitted? By the time you complete everything, the application, Cal State Apply, is going to ask you to pay a $70 fee or submit the waiver, right? So that you can submit your application. Once that is done, you know that your application is in. Now, in late August, some of the decisions are going to start rolling out. So by August 25th, some students that, especially those early birds that have already submitted their application, they're going to start hearing very, very early. So by August 31st. Between August and October, most of our applications would have the decisions have been submitted by October 1st. In November 1st, by November 1st, there's what's called the enrollment confirmation deposit. So the ECD is basically a down payment. It's a $100 down payment to show that you are actually attending Cal State LA. And that's, again, just for us to know that you are coming, that you have confirmed that you want to attend. You want to also submit your final official transcripts through summer 2025, including, if you're coming in as a lower division, your high school transcripts. Now, in December, there will be orientation, so you also want to keep an eye out for an email with these details. You're going to get a lot of communication to make sure that you have all of the tools that you need. So keep an eye out for your emails and even your junk mail. Sometimes, because if you're getting emails, sometimes it goes to your junk mail. So you want to keep an eye out for your junk mail as well. Classes at Cal State LA start on January 20th. So all of this is happening between now and December. We want all of this time, right? There's a lot of time between now and January 20th. The main thing you want to do is submit your application. Stay in contact with us. So if you have any questions, if you get an email that maybe like, it asks, hey, submit these test scores, and you don't know what those test scores are, you contact us so we can confirm and we can actually give you more details. We might even be able to give you additional information regarding your application so that you don't have to be, completely lost or just confused about what's going on. There's no secrets. We want to make sure that you get here successfully. So we'll be able to support you as long as you communicate with us. Some of you might have an associate degree to transfer for a certain major, and then you're interested in something else when you're applying. Will that affect your eligibility? Not necessarily. What happens is, let's say, and I'm going to take Roxanne as an example here. You're going into sociology, you have an associate degree to transfer in sociology, and now you're interested in social work. Like I said, there is a little bit of overlap. The one thing that you want to make sure that you confirm is that you look at the major specific criteria to ensure that you have the right classes to successfully transfer. That said, many of our majors, there are some majors that are very specific, but many of our majors are going to be based on, admission is going to be based on CSU minimum requirements. And what are those CSU minimum requirements? That is your golden four, which is oral communication, critical thinking, math, and your written communication. And you need 60 units if you're coming in as an upper division transfer, and your 2.0 GPA. Again, that's generally like what you would need to transfer, but there are things that you'll want to make sure that you take care of, right? Just look at, go to our website to confirm that you're on track. I very much appreciate the interaction, the engagement. Thank you all for being here. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And again, if you have questions, if you need support, contact us. Email us, call us, send us schedule an appointment with us. Whatever you need to get in contact with us, we're here to support, okay? Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and best of luck during the application cycle. We will be seeing you around. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot say that enough. We appreciate your time and energy, and we look forward to seeing you at Cal State LA very soon.